Hi, welcome to the Health Corner on the Breakfast Show on Camnet TV. I am Dr. Nakuya Namfaya. So this week we have been talking about hypertension, and yesterday we talked about how hypertension can be treated and how it is diagnosed in the hospital. So we say that high blood pressure needs to be checked in the hospital, and they can check your blood pressure, and if your blood pressure is high on more than 2 occasions, then you are hypertensive. So we also say that hypertension can be treated, and you need to take your medications as prescribed in the hospital. So today we'll talk about some of the complications of high blood pressure. High blood pressure can cause many complications in the body, and it's important that we know what these complications may be, or you can prevent yourself from having hypertension if you are not hypertensive. So some of the complications include heart diseases. Hypertension can cause heart diseases. It can cause coronary artery disease. It can cause hypertensive heart disease, congestive heart disease, heart failure. So you need to protect your heart, because your heart is the one that pumps out blood into the body. And so if there is high blood pressure in the body, then your heart will become affected, and it has to pump with a greater force because of the pressure that is there in the vessels. So because of that, it can have complications. So your heart might become enlarged. You might start experiencing chest pain. You might start experiencing difficulties breathing, running out of breath very easily, fatigue, and many other complications that might arise from having a heart condition. So it's important that you take your medications as prescribed. The other complications that arise from hypertension is that it causes hardening of the blood vessels. Because of the blood pressure, the high blood pressure that is in the blood vessels, they become hardened. And because of that, they can cause a lot of complications like artery diseases, whether it's coronary artery disease in the heart or in the legs. You can have peripheral artery disease. And these may cause so many other complications. So it's important that you also make sure that you are regulating or treating your blood pressure if you have hypertension. The other complications of hypertension is that if your blood pressure becomes too high, it can cause a stroke. And people with stroke have got so many disabilities. So you do not want to end up not being able to walk, not being able to move or do things on your own because of hypertension. You need to be able to control your blood pressure at home. Then the other thing that hypertension affects is your kidneys. Your kidneys control your blood pressure to a very large extent. And so if the blood pressure is increasing in your body, even your kidneys become affected. And so you might end up having end-stage kidney disease, and you might end up needing to do dialysis because your kidneys are not functioning the way that they should. So these are some of the complications that high blood pressure can present with. The other organs include the eyes. So you might have a retinopathy, and it might even lead to blindness because of hypertension. So all these are some of the things that hypertension can cause in the body, and you just need to be aware of them and do your best to prevent yourself from getting these complications. So you need to be taking your medications, and you need to have lifestyle modifications that you can do to prevent yourself from having hypertensive emergency or having too high blood pressure where it's more than 180 and above, or even if for those that do not have hypertension, for you to prevent yourself from getting hypertension. So tomorrow we'll be discussing what are some of the preventive measures that you can take to prevent hypertension, and the same measures can be used for people who have hypertension already. If you already have hypertension and you implement these preventive measures, you can reduce your hypertension to a very large degree. So it's important for everyone, whether you are hypertensive or non-hypertensive. So today we are learning that hypertension can cause so many complications in the body, and so many organs can be affected by hypertension. So some of the organs include the heart, the brain, the kidneys, and the eyes. So make sure you protect yourself from having these complications by taking your medications as prescribed and living a healthy lifestyle. So tomorrow, make sure you watch for how you can prevent hypertension or even reduce your hypertension or your blood pressure. Thank you so much for watching.